Hey, what's up, Median Joe? How you doing? Hope you're having a good evening. Oh, what just happened? Michael! Thank you so much for the resub, buddy. Tier 1 for 54 months. Fancy seeing you at 8:30 Mountain Time. What's the occasion? Oh, you know. Just thought I'd pop in. Thank you so much for the resub, buddy. I appreciate it. On the dot. I was like 2 minutes late. "4D, is your name after or related to that like a really bad YouTube video from like a, or that skit? 4D, 3D, 3D, 3, whatever it is." I'll accept Astro slander until the season starts, and then I will accept the slander if we're bad, which we'll probably will be. "4D, 3D, 3D, 3. Sometimes it's embarrassing to know all the weird references that people know through the internet. Heaven knows I have a fair share of my own. Yo, what's up, Sky? Caudillo Claus, good to see you. One of the exciting things I want to mention, all you who are early birds to the stream, is Earthbound was accepted into RPG Limit Break. So I will be running Earthbound at Limit Break here in a couple months, which is exciting. Earthbound got accepted and Mother 3 got accepted. I think this is the first time Mother 3 has ever been accepted at a bigger event. Which would be really cool. Yeah, I did a bunch of Earthbound runs. Well, I was at the very first RPG Limit Break back in 2015, I believe. But that time I got like a 4... I think my final time was a 4:54:55. And the glitchless run has come a long way since then. But yeah, I'm excited. And it's like a hybrid event. So people will both there will be some runs that are off-site, some runs that are on-site, and I will be actually on-site running it. The event starts, I believe it starts on Sunday and goes through the following Saturday. And I'll be on the first Sunday evening. It's at like, I think it's like 7:30 Eastern, I think, or it was Mountain Time. I forget what the time zones are. I'll be in the evening that first Sunday. Yeah, Mother 3 speedruns are long. I think they might be, like the fastest times might be just under 6 hours at this point. But yeah, they're around that. See what we got out here. Ooh, not bad. Ooh, got a single dog, and let's just despawn him. Oh, we saw a snake over there. Better to despawn it. So we got, please be a snake. Crow, got him to move right, and he didn't finish his movement, so we're safe. Got another crow. I'm iffy about that one. We're gonna despawn that crow. I had a strong feeling that crow was gonna come at us. Not stuck on the trees like the first one. Aren't any major glitches in Mother 3 that allow you to skip entire areas like in Earthbound? I don't know if there have ever been found any big sequence breaks in Mother 3. But then again, I'm not super involved in the Mother 3 speedrun. I've played Mother 3 a few times, but I've never attempted a speedrun or anything. I've done speedruns of Mother 1, but never 3. I attempted Mother 1 speedruns a long time ago when Earthbound Beginnings was first announced and came out on the Wii U. And my times are still up on the leaderboard and are real bad. They were fun though. I didn't have any goal to be optimized or anything like that. I just wanted to play it. Sometimes I go look at my old leaderboards, and there's a lot of them that or a lot of runs I've done over the years. It's something like 10 to 15 games that I've done speedruns of at various times. Ooh. It's a solid Starman time. Hey, thanks, Michael. I'll take the good lucks whenever I can get them. Can you generate a nude Tane? We got a good, decent first run. A 737 Starman is excellent. Granted, we're not even out of Onet yet, but I'm already attached. I mean, it's no 747. Gosh, stuck on all the trees. We got 12 offense, so we rolled high on the offense roll to start. I think if you have 12 offense, it means you probably won't 4-cycle the first punk. I mean, it's always possible, but more likely than not, you're going to get it in 3. Getting low damage rolls on the first punk and taking 4 turns is the worst. I think I am gonna pick up the fruit juice. Yeah, I'll probably pick up the fruit juice and use it immediately. Ooh, we got lucky that I didn't heal the first turn. And then it never hit me again. Being over 20 HP means I'm pretty safe going into the S-Man Junior without having to heal. Cool. Ooh, nice. Good start. 21 is a huge damage roll to start. Get 3 of those, and it's a 3-turn fight. Probably gonna be 4 though. There's a safety burger there on the last turn. Good, solid start so far. I had a sub 13-minute Frankenstein kill, what, maybe like 4 or 5 streams ago? That was the fastest one I ever remember having for a glitchless run. But it's also not unusual to push it up towards like 14 minutes. I was totally the same way, Claudilo. Like, whenever I played RPGs as a kid, I always spent a lot of time grinding. I kind of still am that way. Like, if I get to a boss in a new RPG or whatever that I'm playing, and I die to a boss, my first instinct isn't to think, oh, I wonder what strategy I should be using for this boss. It's, oh, I should just go get stronger. And a lot of times, I'll do that preemptively. I'll think, oh, the experience here is really good. I'll just fight a bunch. And at the punks, that means like grinding to level 8 and learning Rockin'. At which point, Frank and Frankenstein are pretty much free. I'm glad that other people also grind that much, because grinding to level 8 against the punks takes quite a while. Although you can get quite a bit of experience fighting the skate punks and letting them call for help. Just defend until they call for help and then kill that one. Rinse and repeat. Aw, 29. Should be fine going into the next fight without healing. I got that rat stuck about as far south as he possibly could be. May have to take auto fight off in case Ness heals automatically. Threshold right now is around 16. When Ness is below 25% health. The algorithm has him heal. Okay, this is slugs 9 through 12. How's everyone doing tonight, by the way? Everyone ready for a delightful week? What's wild is I feel like this is around this time as most people's spring break. My son's school doesn't have their spring break until like early April. I remember growing up thinking like everyone has their spring break like the middle of March. The variability is wild, but I guess everyone's got to vary a little bit, otherwise it's... all the vacation spots get packed. I always coincided with Easter, really? I always just assumed it was March for everybody. Is this 3 slugs? That's perfect if so. Nice. I only needed 2, but 3 is also pretty nice. So we just need to get a clear top floor and we're out of here. Offense only up by 4 is... might mean I don't have it. Oh, I still do have it, okay. I'm just gonna take it, because I'm pincered on both sides. Actually, we fought a single Antoid. That was unusual. Oh, a single slug. Weird. Oh, there's gonna be lots of lag frames. I can't do it. What is it with these single encounters? I don't know why nothing is joining. But I'll take it. I assumed I was gonna have to take a fight and rocket it, but that was awesome. No explanation for why nothing joined. Almost fought that Antoid. Did fight that one. Unfortunate. Do I heal on 67? I don't think I do. I think I just go into the fight. Oh, crap. Dang, man. Spoke too soon. I guess I should have healed. It was also very unlucky. Got the 1 in 5 big attack. Straight into another attack. Yo, there's also a chance to outspeed, which would have been okay. He also could have magneted, defense down. Yeah, either of those would have made it fine. I feel like the odds were in my favor. What platform am I playing on? I am playing on a Super Nintendo. With a old school ASCII pad controller for the turbo. Technically, if you want to get detailed, I'm playing on a Super Famicom on a flash cart. Did I dump the ROM myself? Who do you think I am? Hey, thanks very much, Fate. Good to see you. Yeah, I'm playing on a Super Famicom with a flash cart. The output goes into an upscaler, and that output gets split to my TV and my computer. I don't play on an old CRT, I play on just a regular TV. Because that splitter, or upscaler, spits out HDMI, 1080p picture. Hey, thank you very much, RJ. For anyone that came in late, we had a good run going for the first attempt. We were probably on pace for like a low 22 giant step. And I took an Antoid fight at the bottom of the ropes. Antoids did 11 damage to me, so I figured at 67 health I was safe to go into the fight. And then Titanic Ant decided to lead with a 50 damage attack. And then straight into another attack. If I had healed, I would have been able to life up out of that second attack. What are you gonna do? Isn't that like is that like that? Is that like a hash of like the Earthbound ROM or something? That looks familiar. He's gonna come get me. He's already stuck. Can't do that when he's already stuck. This is like 4 seconds slower than last time getting here. It's still wild to me that sometimes that all the Super Nintendo ROMs are all like 2 megabytes. The fact that a little 2 megabyte game is still a really solid game today. So cool. Granted, I mean, like, it's leveraging a lot of stuff that the Super Nintendo has. So, I mean, like, it's a 2 megabyte game, but it's not like a standalone. It's leveraging a lot of SNES mechanics, but still, very cool. It's the classic, like, they do, like, the code golf or stuff. Someone's like, look at this cool program I wrote in 1 line. It's like, I mean, it's cool and all, but I'm just importing a library that's doing it all for you. Does that really count? Modern games are usually big just solely because of their assets. Them textures are expensive. Ooh. That was interesting. I got a 2-cycle with one of them not being a charge forward. Because I believe I cut a couple smashes from the boys. New Resident Evil is 72 gigs. That's large. I feel like some of like the Call of Duties or Battlefield, some of those like the big name games shipped with like over 100 gigs. The best are like those really small, like compact games that you just sink hours and hours into. Most recent one for me is probably Brotato. Brotato is a very simple game. It's very small. I bet it's no more than like a gig or two. And I have put like 80 hours into that game. If they ever remake Earthbound and it ships as a 100 gig game, you know what? I'm not going to complain. Are there games that are shipping with like assets and textures that are made for over like 4K screens? Is that a thing? I haven't even transitioned to a 4K screen. I just have a couple monitors and they're both 1440p. I'm a 24-inch 1440p boy. I feel like that's like kind of like the sweet spot for cost these days. What's wild is I still have my monitor that I got when I started college in like 2006. And it's like an old 4x3. It's like a square monitor. It looks so bad. I forgot that we didn't always have widescreen monitors. Yeah, it was flat, wasn't it? It was not a CRT. Ooh. I'm intrigued by these attacks. We might be able to get away with doing burgerless if things go well. If the Frank fight goes reasonable, we might get a burgerless attempt. 13, not quite enough to use to get away by using a bread roll. If I take like a 9 damage attack, I'll probably bread roll. Okay, this Frank fight is not going reasonably well. Had to dip into the burgers. Ooh, I didn't mean to attack again. Oh, thank goodness, never punished. Get your first widescreen monitor in college. So many more columns in Excel. Ah, fine, I'll play it safe. Really hoping to pick up a CRT this year. That's unique in this day and age. I did speedruns on a CRT up until about 2 years ago. And I made the transition. What's up, Judah Allen? Full speed run. I've seen someone go up to Boogie Tent before. This will be fun to watch. Oh, and good luck. Yeah, this will be, hopefully we get past Boogie Tent, barring anything unforeseen. We should be done here in 3.5 hours or so. Remember playing the I Spy CD-ROM games? So good. Have I ever lost a fight to a tent IRL? Absolutely, I have. Have you ever tried to put up a camping tent that you packed away, like, in a rush 6 years ago? Or, like, not 6 years ago, in, like, the previous camping season, and it's been bundled up in a mess all year? And it's camping season again, it's time to break it out. And you take it apart and you're like, I have no recollection of how to put this thing together. The tent wins every time. Exactly, and you like the moment you get there and you got putting it together and you're getting wet and you're just like, get up, get the tent up, get the tent up, and everyone's stressed and you're getting mad at everyone who's helping you. Someone is putting up another tent and you're just like, finish up so you can help me. And you're like trying to put the poles through, and you put the pole, jab it through one corner, and it pops out of the other end, and you're just going back and forth, jumping between both ends, and it's just a nightmare. Yeah, I've never done that before. Don't know what you're talking about. I remember several years ago, I was a Boy Scout troop leader, and one year we bought we had excess money at the end of the year, so we splurged and bought a couple really nice pop-up tents, and then we went on a high adventure the next year, and it was a game changer. It was like a 12-man tent, and that thing was stood up in 6 minutes, and that was the best camping trip I've ever been on. Oh, it was fancy. They were $600 or $700 tents, but it was money well spent. The Spooky Mansion game? Are you talking about the seventh guest? Oh, the I Spy Super Spooky Mansion game. I remember we had one of those CDs that had 80 games on it. There were just a bunch of demos of it, and it had Crystal Caves and Jill of the Jungle demos. You could play the first world or something, and I played the heck out of those things. It didn't have ZZ Town, unfortunately. I've never actually played ZZ Town. I'm actually 1 slug short. That puts me at 15. Which means a 6-pack on the top floor does not get me there. We'll find something along the way. So we're at 15 slugs. Weird number. I failed. $34 for a mouse is not enough. I felt lag, like there was a bunch of spawns up above. Was there? No, it's just the Antoids. Oh, it's so laggy. Did something spawn over here? Oh gosh, it's just Antoids everywhere. I gotta take it because I can't get out of it. I was hoping for slug Antoid, not double Antoid. How can you tell what spawn it is? Just by past experience, knowing what these things probably have. Actually, this too should get me a level up. Is that just a single slug? Alright. If that's the case, yeah, this is an Antoid, and this probably gets me there. My levels up, my levels are really weird right now. It's also a pretty slow giant step. Offense up by 2 means I for sure have only 23. Too close. I could probably stutter it, but I don't want to risk it. Not with just 23 offense. That's far enough away. Titanic is starting out strong both of these times. 88's a good roll. Okay, no magnet, please. Gosh, straight into 46. 110, though. He only has like 30 health. Go on for it, because one more hit kills him. Okay, slow giant step, but Titanic Ant was pretty good. Gotta turn my fan on. It's a little slow, but we're still on pace for like a low 28 Captain Strong. That's fine. Probably like a minute and change slower than last run, had I actually beaten Titanic Ant. I mentioned this early in the stream, but now there's more people around. I wanted to bring it up again. I submitted Earthbound to RPG Limit Break this year, and the games list came out, and I'm on it. So we'll be running Earthbound here in a couple months at Limit Break, which I'm super excited for. I haven't gone to a Limit Break since 2023, which I believe I commentated for Daniel RGT's Any Percent run? Was that 22 or 23? I forget. But yeah, I'm excited. Was that the year with the randomizer? Oh, I forgot about that run. Yeah, that was the year with the randomizer where I was local, running against Temple, who was remote, I believe. Was that must have been 22. Maybe, gosh, I don't remember. But it's no longer here in Utah, so I gotta travel over for it. It's in Denver this year. I've been spoiled with the Limit Break location for too long. What's my beverage? A caffeinated Diet Mountain Dew. Mostly for the caffeine. Caffeine late at night usually doesn't mess with me too much when I'm going to bed. Like, it perks me up just enough, but it doesn't mess with like my sleep patterns or anything. So even if I were going to bed at my normal time at like 10:30, 10:30 usually when I try to be in bed. If I have a soda at like 8 to 9, I'll be totally fine. What's my HP? 60s or 70s, that might influence what I do. 67, we'll heal. How much this does might influence what I do. 106, that was great. Oh, better kill him. If this misses, I die. Okay. I don't know if it was lucky. It was more that I didn't get unlucky. Because a rockin' missing is speed-based. Depending on the enemy's speed is your chance to miss. I'm not exactly sure what the percentage to miss there is against Captain Strong. But, like, it's more likely to miss against a crow. What's up, Swish Face? How you doing, buddy? Incredibly front-lit streamer. Oh, hello. That would have killed me. That would have ended the run right there. Yeah, we have guests at our house right now, and I didn't want to have like a bright light streaming into the hallway when everyone's at like going to bed at a normal time. So I just have a lamp and this front light on me to be a little bit more considerate. You almost pulled it off. I'm gonna go for this butterfly. I don't want to be at 1 HP anymore. Slightly slower, but much safer. I have so many burgers, maybe I should just use my burgers to heal. You're alone in the house? Are you alone in the house for like the weekend or something? I guess it is the morning, maybe you're just... the kids are out or whatever. It's the worst spawn, especially right here, because whenever you go in and out of a door and the music changes, it takes longer to go through that door than it does like these doors. We're just having fun right now. 1 p.m. Do you find that your schedule goes back to normal when you're home alone for that long? Or do you stay relatively on the same schedule? Normal in quotation marks, by the way. Oh gosh, the spawns in this tunnel have been awful. I assume this is going to be a little bit of a slow split because those spawns were... I think I went in and out like 8 times. Hey, beautiful. Thanks for the 10 bits. Did you know if you use Orange Kid's invention on Gygus, he insta-dies and you get a secret ending? Wouldn't that be crazy if there was some random secret like that no one had discovered? Sounds like those rumors from, like, elementary school days. Where someone's like, if you do these 30 things in Pokemon, start a new game and do X and do Y and go to Pallet Town and then fly back to Saffron and then you'll get Mew. I remember as a kid testing out the theory. I was like pretty confident it wasn't real, but I was like, I just gotta know. I think it involved like getting like not doing SSN until like late game or something somehow, and then you use strength to move the truck. I forget all the details. Something silly. I need the butterfly here. Both butterflies didn't spawn. They're both pretty high spawn rates. Luigi's real in Mario 64. Aren't like in Mario 64 all of like the assets are there for Mario or Luigi to exist? Maybe that's wrong too. Maybe I've been duped all these years. I feel like I remember watching some YouTube short or something through one of my doom scrolling sessions and being told that Luigi is actually real. Normally I would buy some croissants there, but I think I have like 4 hamburgers still. So I'm just gonna use those. The crazy thing is whenever someone would say my uncle works Nintendo, like us as like 9-year-olds were convinced that because someone's like that was the comeback, because someone works at this huge multinational conglomerate, that this one grunt worker, he knows. Clickbait YouTube video about getting the Azure Flute. See, I haven't played any of the Pokemons, or any of the handheld Pokemons after Red Blue, so I'm clueless in that regard, which is a shame. I have played exactly Pokemon Red and Pokemon Sword, and that's it. Although Pokopia looks absolutely adorable, and if there were a game that was going to convince me to it's finally time to pull the trigger on a Switch 2, it's that. She hates random encounters. Oh, that's a shame. Random encounters are what makes you stronger. Without random encounters, what are we expected to do? Strategize? Ah. This isn't good. I don't have another healing item. What a treat. Again, is it getting lucky or is it not getting unlucky? Like earlier in the run, Captain Strong did mortal damage to us. I was sitting at like 40 something and I did my second rock and it didn't miss. And we ended Captain Strong with 1 HP. Was that lucky or was that avoiding being unlucky? On that round, was getting one of the lightnings to hit lucky or unlucky? I mean, I guess it's slightly lucky. Because it basically means I got a 1 in 4 roll at least once. Which is probably like a 40-ish% chance or something. So slightly luckier than unlucky. Sorry, I didn't mean to be a downer and be like, actually, it's not that lucky. If you do the math. Was the HP close? I don't know. It was a pretty large lightning roll. It was like 120 or something. I think it was 117. Oh, come on. Is this what we're doing, little mole? Oh my, oh, I bashed him again. Oopsies, don't kill him. Oh, I killed him. We got there. Who was the person who decided that those letters in the Tucson Hospital sign should be red? Do they mean anything? It's the O and then the H-O. Oh ho! If I swap to my PB, we can be happier about my splits. There we go. We'll pretend that I actually am on a better run than I actually am. So now I'm comparing against my actual PB splits. It's just that my PB had a good endgame. The fact that I had 1 minute 16 to save on my PB against the split, it's a bad sign. One of these days I'm going to have an actually good end or beginning game. Like a 2806 strong it's mediocre. I think my best strong I've had on these splits is probably like a 2620 or something. Let's look at my best segments. What would my best segments put my strong at? Plus 238, 2530. That would also probably require me to have a burgerless run, which I only do attempts for if I didn't use any hamburgers following the Frankenstein fight. Which theoretically saves, I mean, if it goes well after that, saves, I don't know, 45 seconds. But it's a bit of a gamble. Because then you're running Ant and the Cops with like 4 burgers. Plus any that drop from the Cops. Do, do, boo, be, do, be, do, do. My caffeine's almost gone. Yeah, there's 6 people performing on the stage, but whenever they talk to you outside of the stage, there's only ever 5. Was it like, I think it's the keyboardist that never appears outside of the stage. Can't get the true experience of playing on an old SNES without the cord getting tangled and you having to hold up the wire to make it spin, to untangle it. What I didn't know until I started speedrunning and experimenting with different controllers and everything is that the Super Famicom controllers, the wire is way shorter, or the cord. I think the cords on the Super Famicom controllers are 3 feet, and the SNES controllers are 6 feet. I also prefer I feel like the Super Famicom controller, the big difference for me is that the D-pad is clickier. The SNES D-pad is kind of squishy. But at this point, I don't play with either. I play on an ASCII pad. And I think the ASCII pad's D-pad is closer to the Super Famicom D-pad. But yeah, of those 3 controllers I played on, the SNES D-pad would be the worst for me. Is there a routing difference between Marathon and PB, or is it just extra grinding? No, the routing would be the same. I mean, you could do safeties to make it safer. probably the only routing difference you would probably do, if you wanted to make a marathon safer, would be leveling to 9 in Giant Step. But it's I don't feel the difference is in like the safety difference is enough to merit grinding to 9. I would only grind to 9 if like absolutely under no condition do I want to take a death here. I would rather spend more time grinding. For me, I would rather just take the fight at level 8. So with that being said, the only difference is probably some extra safety saves. For example, a death in Mole Cave in a regular run takes you back to Belch's base. That is an unacceptable time loss for a marathon. So I would save, probably in Fourside. Technically, it would be faster to save in like the shack, but if you're gonna death warp there, you have to walk back to Fourside to revive everybody. So I would take the extra 20-30 seconds to save in Fourside. Hey, my estimate for Limit Break, I put it at 425, which includes all incentives. I was debating between 415 and 420 as my estimate. And then I just said, I'll just say 425, and that includes all my incentives. You know, you're probably right. I should have said 420 just to hear the 420s spammed in chat. I've also wondered, usually like big marathon, question for y'all. Have you ever seen runners in a big marathon look at chat during the run? Is that a faux pas to do? In something like a GDQ, I don't think it's meaningful to look at the chat. But RPG Limit Break, it could be valuable. I've never done it. I just don't know. Say someone in chat. Oh, so people don't try and get, like, spam the chat to try and get their name called out or something. Maybe that there's, like, they don't want to remove the incentive of, like, donating to have your name be said on chat or something like that. Or they just don't want to, like, have someone's name be one of those, like, questionable names where if you say it out loud, it's funny. And they don't want to risk someone running into that. Little A, little B. Okay, last run, I think last week, I died to the duck because he smashed me on turn 1. Let's not repeat that. I haven't been dying to Protoplasm at all recently, but the duck has been a pain. Every time I get smashed by the duck, everyone makes a comment like, I didn't know the duck could smash you. And I think I've had it happen to me like 3 or 4 times in recent runs. Oh, did someone get crit by the duck in the relay race? That's fine. Brutal. Yuna got crit. I hate trying to skip the duck. I just don't bother. I'm always scared I'm just gonna sit here wasting time. I should probably practice or getting better at the skip. It's usually just so unscary quick. I don't know. I'm not a gambling man. I only have 26 seconds to save against PB on this. Probably means my Winters was pretty solid, my PB. And the fact that I didn't get any of the skips means probably we can't beat that at this point. Gotta pull him out a little bit. Okay. Ooh. Hot dog. When was the last time someone saw a completely empty second room? And third? Oh my gosh. Hopefully I didn't speak too soon and I get like 7 despawns right here. Okay, what was going to be a rather mediocre Winters quickly turned into above average. I've been playing so much Diablo 2 recently that you asking for a condiment inventory was like, they should really add a charms inventory for Diablo 2. I would love a charms inventory. Or just like the equivalent amount of space for inventory, but for charms. So you can pick up stuff without putting everything into the cube. Oh man, but I've been playing a lot of Diablo 2 since the expansion came out. It is so awesome that they made a new expansion for a game that came out 27 years ago. Or maybe, I think it was 2001 that it first came out. No, June of 2000. 26-year-old game released a new expansion. And they released it on Steam, which means I had to get it on Steam so I can get all the achievements. But one of the achievements is getting a character to level 99 in Hardcore, which I've never done before, so now it means I have to do it. I don't know if... I would be surprised if they ever augmented an existing act. I think more so than augmenting Act 4, they would add... I'd be hesitant for them to even add an Act 6. I don't know, if they were to add more content, what would I want? I would want it to just be like post-game content. Like post-game areas that don't affect the story in any way. I don't know. And not necessarily like areas that like, oh, this is the best area to grind. Just new, interesting areas. That are just alongside everything else when you're doing terror zones. I don't know. They're all smarter than me when it comes to that stuff. They killed it with the most recent expansion, so I have faith that if they were to do something more, it would be pretty neato. Classic tent behavior, bypassing the 75% chance on the teddy bear and downing Paula. And the thing is, if I want someone to take that hit, Paula's probably the one I least want to have taken that hit. 3 tunnel's gonna be a little iffy. Why do I have Ness's inventory full? Usually the jar of fly honey lands on Ness. It might be because the teddy bear didn't die. What else do I have on there? Everything looks normal. Maybe it's that the jar of fly honey only lands on Paula if the teddy bear stayed alive. Maybe? I don't know. I don't know anything. Yo, what's up, okay, Octawave? Good to have you here, buddy. Glad you were able to finally catch one of the streams. I do have to withdraw a little bit of money because I had to revive Paula. You got a dad phone call post-credit? Yeah, I think that's fairly common, as long as you go into the Gygas fight like right around that threshold, right before the 4-hour mark. Or like the Gygas phone call. I guess it can happen. Can the dad phone call happen after the Gygas fight, but while you're just wandering around Paula? I forget. I remember in some of my old runs, it used to always happen post-credits. Maybe that was back in like manipulation days or something. I don't know. It's always good. Dad giving you a phone call like right after you get woken up in the middle of the night. Dad's like, "You've been playing for a while, big guy. Maybe it's time to put it down." It's like, "Dad, I'm literally 9 seconds away from the end of the game." Whoa, I was like stuck right there for something. I couldn't go up and right. I could only go straight up. The problem here is Paula does not have fire. Which I just realized. Okay, now she will. As long as she doesn't die. Thankfully my teddy bear is still alive. Teddy bear was still alive. Oh, come on, Ness. You missed both times. Ooh, Paula saved because I defended. Oh, Paula did anyway. Okay. Ness missing both times really put a damper on that. The ghost would have been dead by the time they started attacking. Paula would have lived. come on. Run's dead. I mean, unless I magically pull out like 7 smashes in a row. There's one. Oh, that was brutal. Bad luck, you know? Paula being dead for Boogie Tent and then dying to the ghost so I didn't have fire. Or have her alive just to be a damage sponge for Slimy Little Pile. Bad luck. If I were doing, someone was commenting earlier about like if I were doing a marathon run, what would I do different? Saving in the hotel on the way out right before you go to 3 tunnel would be a must. You do several safety saves. First of which probably saving in the tunnel saving in 3 before you do the 3 tunnel. Saving in 4 side before Mole Cave. And then honestly, that might be the only 2 safety saves you really need to incorporate. Everything else, you have teleport, you can get back there quick, it's not a big deal. Oh, no. I would probably save in Dungeon Man. After you save in Dungeon Man after you pull out all your money. Because dying in Dungeon Man and losing that 11 grand or 12 grand or whatever it is, that would be very painful. Saturn Valley is a good save. That's fair. I could see that. So yeah, maybe 4 saves. Threed, Saturn Valley, 4 side, and then Dungeon Man. That feels enough. Would you want to save... If you die in Pyramid, you go back to Scaraba, right? So that's not a big deal. You don't have to save in Scaraba. Dying in South Scaraba, you just get put back to the North Scaraba and you just do it again. Eventually you'll get through. Well, unfortunately, what my usual threshold is I'll start runs until I hit my 9:30 p.m. curfew, and that is the run for the night. And if it dies, it dies, and I call it early. So that unfortunately happened tonight. So a bit of a shorter stream tonight, but we'll be back next week to try it again. Thank you all for hanging out tonight. Peen Train, Sky Hoshi, Hans Mullerman, Swish, Kellogg, Satella, Jello Mouse, Golith, Beautiful, OK Octawave, Cadillo, Median Joe, anyone else is lurking around in the chat. Y'all have an absolutely delightful evening. And I'll see you next Sunday. Bye-bye.